Let's start with the question. Are we doing justice to our dialysis patient? Let's discuss about vascular access first. How many of us we know if we keep high blood flow in smaller vein with a smaller needle will cause cell damage or hemolysis? As a dialysis staff, everyone should know how to select AVF needle and how much blood flow we supposed to keep. The list is showing the needle gauge and effective blood flow. So always we'll start with 17 gauge needle. It's less than 300 ml per minute blood flow. So initially we keep 150 to 200 ml per minute and gradually migrate into 16 gauge needle if fistula is matured. So in 16 gauge needle we can keep 300 to 350 ml per minute, and 15 gauge needle we can keep 350 to 400, and if you want to do more than 400 ml per minute you go through 14 gauge needle. How many of us know about 15 to 20 ml blood loss occurs every dialysis by hemolysis due to improper needle gauge and blood flow? This picture is showing how cell damage occurs if you do with smaller needle with a high blood flow. So the sharp end of this needle will cut RBC because of this pulling power with a high blood flow. That sharp end of the smaller needle will break the RBC, so that will cause hemolysis. So we'll go through some observation next. First observation, sometimes we observe air bubbles in arterial needle. How many of you knows like from where the air bubbles comes? That air bubble is nothing but dissolved oxygen in the blood. This dissolved oxygen comes from a ruptured RBC that we already discussed because of this improper selection of needle that will rupture the RBC that generate dissolved oxygen. So next observation is like sometimes we observe some churning in arterial needle. So don't allow the arterial needle to vibrate because we want to rectify that first. Otherwise, vibrating needle will cause vessel trauma that will leads to hemolysis. If any vibrating needle we observe, so adjust the arterial needle and make it correct. So next we'll talk about AV graft. So where we can cannulate in AV graft, we have two types like loop graft and straight graft. Graft means a synthetic material, polytetrafluoroethylene, a tube. So we get confused where we can cannulate arterial needle and where we can cannulate venous. So how we can differentiate which site is artery and which site is vein? So we have some technique. If it is loop graft, we'll press the middle of the loop, and with the help of stethoscope we want to feel the brewing sound. Where is bigger brewed, that means arterial site, and other site is vein. Same like straight catheter, straight graft, we will press middle of the graft, and we will, with the help of stethoscope you feel both sound. Where is more brewing sound, that is arterial side, and where is less brewing sound, that is vein. Sometimes we will get both side is equal sound, brewing sound. That means your pressing is not adequate. So press little more and feel. While pressing, it should not exceed more than 30 seconds. Next, we'll talk about central venous catheter. Or we know while aspirating, sometimes we observe some clots while aspirating. Up to 1.5 centimeter clot is acceptable. Sometimes like 3 centimeter long clot, that means our heparinization is not proper, that will cause catheter blockage and embolism. So what we have to do is practice proper heparinization technique to avoid catheter clot. Next, we feel some poor blood flow in central venous catheter. Sometimes we observe like arterial lumen have blood, don't have blood flow, and venous is good. While aspirating, we won't get arterial lumen, but while flushing saline, it will go smoothly. Why? It's because arterial lumen may touch the wall of the blood vessel, and that will act as a stopper. Because of this, we don't get good flow while aspirating, but saline will go inside. Even though this, we don't interchange arterial lumen and venous lumen, that may cause 40% of recirculation. What we can do is like we hold the wings of the catheter and rotate 180 degree and check the flow again, it will get flow. Still not getting blood flow, change the catheter. So don't change lumens, that will cause 40% of recirculation. Important thing is don't pull out the catheter. Pull out the catheter will cause trauma. Instead of that, we can rotate the catheter. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. More points we'll discuss on next episode.